Is this thing on? Hello? Is this thing on?
Are we back? Or am I dreaming this? Because it feels like we're back. Oh shoot, I forgot to move this to my mouth hole. Welcome back to Coffee with Caden. I'm here. I'm pretty. You're here. I'm almost positive you're pretty. If you're not, then maybe you got a good personality or something. I don't know. Anyways. God, I've missed you guys. I've had quite the crazy little couple months, and I feel like dirt because I haven't been here for you guys. And you guys were supporting me, doing a great job at being there for me, and I wasn't there for you. So this relationship thing has been very one-sided. And I've gotten a lot of messages about where have you been, why aren't you posting, and why do you suck so much for not posting. So here I am trying to fix things and rekindle what we used to have. Okay, we're going to come back stronger here on season 2 of Coffee with Caden. I'm going to start breaking it up into seasons because then I'll be like, oh, we'll do, that's not good. That's not good. We already got malfunctions happening over here. Let me fix this real quick. One moment. Oh. Abort mission. Wow, this is quite embarrassing. Here I am, though, fixing it, living, dying, and breathing. Wish I was dying, though. So today, since you guys are always so curious about what I'm drinking, I've been on this coffee for about a month and a half now. Found a new coffee shop down the house. It's called an Orange Amaretto Latte with oat milk, obviously. Because you know me, I'm the little oat milk king. It's what I am. It's what I'm here for. It's what I do, okay? I didn't realize you could see my little naked thigh over here. I got shorts on, though. Don't worry about it. I got shorts on. No, for sure, though. This shit bangs. Like, I don't know what it's made from or how to make it, but I need you guys to realize that this is the best coffee I think I've ever had in my life. All right? Besides that, coffee's great. Life is so-so, you know. We always just kicking along, don't know what we're doing. But I'm here. I'm alive. So I'm going to kind of talk about, like, where I've been, what I've been doing, and the big old booties that have been sitting on my face. Just kidding. I'm a virgin. We know that. Everybody knows that. No, for real, though. So last time, obviously, I was working on those little COVID orders and getting that all taken care of and squared away. But that is done. It is gone. Goodbye. Actually, I quit pretty much because I was tired of it. Because it's hot out. It's like 100 degrees every day. And I work outside, so yeah. So you can only imagine, like, how great it is to work outside. It's not great at all, actually. Anyways, so that's done. That's been done since the middle of May, basically. And I graduated school. Got my bachelor's degree. Let's go, buddy. Let's go, okay? It's time to shine. It's time to be an adult. Just kidding. Fuck that. You guys know I'm not ready to settle down with anything. Literally anything. I can't settle down with a woman. I can't settle down with a job. I can't settle down in a house. Can't settle down in a freaking city. I hate it here. Get me out of Reno. I'm gone. Bye. Bye-bye. Nah, I'm just playing, though. For real, get me out of Reno. I'm over it. Nah, I leave in a couple months, so I'm not stressing too much. Which brings me to my next point. School is done, so I can do whatever the hell I want. I can go work remotely, probably, for my degree. Would I want to do that? Maybe down the line, yeah. Do I want to do that right now? Probably not. I don't think so. Because I'm enjoying my life for once. So, this timetable, all right. So we graduated college. Last semester was kind of a kick in the ass. I had one class. It was my vaccine class. That was the hardest thing I've ever taken in my life. That teacher was a dick. I mean, he was all right, but, like, he wasn't wasn't the nicest teacher in the world. I mean, he was like nice, but he would just like the way he taught wasn't the nicest way. If that makes sense. Yeah, he kind of ruined that class for me. It should have been a very fun class, but it wasn't. Besides that, military's done. Like, I got 1 more month, and I'm done. I'm fucking out of there, dude. I'm like gone, dude. I'm gonna be like, goodbye, and then they're gonna be like, where are you? I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm not in the military, dude. I'm gonna have a beard. I'm gonna have long hair. I got crazy hair right now. That's why I got a hat on. I've been growing this beezy out because I'm ready. As soon as I get out, this boy going full mane. Full mane, you know what I'm saying? Not new mane, that fucking weirdo from TikTok that steals everybody content. I don't know why I just said that. Regardless, so I graduated college, and then I quit that job, and then I found another job, right? A serving job, because I'm going to be leaving soon. So I was just like, oh, let me just find something that'll kind of get me by until I leave, right? Well, they hired me. It's a new bar that's opening up in the Sparks area. It's like by my house, probably a 3-minute drive. Well, I get in there. They're like, how do you feel about driving to Tahoe? And I'm like, Tahoe? Well, it's like kind of quite a drive, isn't it? It's like an hour, no matter which direction I go, whether I go to South Lake or North Lake. It's probably about an hour drive. Like, what do you mean? They're like, oh, well, you can go work at our sister location because the one in Sparks isn't open yet. Go work there for a couple weeks, train, get ready, and we'll bring you back on. I'll be like, well, how long until this thing's open? They're like, well, probably 2 weeks. And this is like middle of May, right? So I do my interview beginning, or like, I don't know, say like May 12th, something like that. And then I go in for a second interview like May 20th. And they're like, oh yeah, we can start you right away, get you up there, get you trained, have you come back, ready to go. And I was like, well, when are you guys like thinking about opening? They're like, middle of June. I'm like, well, then I'm not starting till like June 1st. Give me a week or so off. I just got done working like a year and 3 months straight with the COVID orders or whatever, like the vaccine stuff, and the testing. So I was just like, let me take like a week off. And I went down to Tucson, saw my friend, and then Ruben. You guys probably have heard of his name before. If you're coming back for more of me, long-term fan over here. You, not me. I mean, I'm a fan of myself. You always have to be your biggest fan, regardless. So I went to Tucson, and I come back, and I'm ready to go to work, right? I'm like, oh, yeah, this is going to be exciting. I get up there, and I'm like, fuck, this sucks. They have 2 weeks of training, right? And they make you, so this job makes you take fucking, I would say probably a 20-page written fucking test for a fucking serving job. I'm like, I'm sorry for cussing, but Jesus. 20 pages? They're like, oh, we want you to know the menu. I'm like, bro, I just got here. What you mean? Like, what? I'm not learning this. So I cheated. So if you are like one of my managers and you see this, I cheated. Every single test, I cheated. I don't know a single thing on that menu, but guess what? I can bullshit my way through it because that's what I'm good at. Bullshitting what I do and making it seem like I know what I'm doing, right? Because that's what we do in life. We bullshit till we fake it till we make it, you know? Anyways, yeah, so I'm here and I'm working. I'm like, whatever, like, I'll just push through it. And they make you go through, as a server, they make you go through hostess training for a couple of shifts. They make you go through busting training. Like, bro, like, it's cleaning a table. I don't need training for this. What do you mean? Like, that makes no sense. You gonna teach me how to bust a table? I'm like, what? What is the point? It's just a lot of wasted time, all right? And then you go through expo training, which is the only one that actually made sense because like helps you understand like what the food looks like, the menu items. So like when you give people their food, you're giving them the right food, you know. So I'm like that one's I would say would be necessary. And then they get you into like serving and stuff, and you're doing all these serving shifts, and then you're like getting it down, and you're like doing it all by yourself, and like you're with somebody following them, right? And then the server just kind of abuses you, and they're like, oh, well, just go take these tables, and then, like, if you need anything, let me know. I'm like, bro, like, I understand, like, I need to be, like, doing this on my own, but, like, at this point, you're just wasting my time because all I'm doing is making you money. Like, this makes no sense. And, like, because when you're in, like, your training schedule, you literally cannot make any money. You can make your hourly, which is cool because it's like California. I was in California, so I was making like a California minimum wage, right? So like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. And then finally I start to get into like some actual shifts. As soon as I get to actual shifts, and like, granted, before this, they were even making me work doubles just on like a training schedule. I'm like, you do realize like you're going to burn people out just because like they're not making any money. And we have to drive an hour to work every day and then drive an hour home. So I'd get to work at like 9 o'clock in the morning, which means I had to leave Reno at like 7:45 to make sure I got there on time, and then I would be released at like 11:30 and get home at 12:30 just to be doing the same thing again the next morning. I'm like, bro, like, and they like the managers up there all live up in Tahoe, so they're like, oh, like I can kind of use these people. Like most people that work there live in Tahoe, so I'm like, okay, well, like it's not a big deal if they get off late and go in early because they don't have an hour drive every day. I'm sitting here, I'm driving, I'm falling asleep and stuff. I'm like, fuck this. So I end up getting like onto like the normal shift. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm actually making money now. Well, come to find out, the way that they have everything set up, it's so they don't really have to pay like their chefs and stuff more because they make you tip out a lot. You end up tipping out about 40 to 50% of your tips. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like making. I worked a 14-hour shift one day, and that's another thing. They'll make you work these long shifts, right? And then they're like, oh, well, you can take a 30-minute lunch break, but, like, it would really benefit you to just kind of, like, stay. You know, like, so we don't have to, like, worry about, like, you leaving. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean, like, stay? But I've already been here for, like, 6 hours, 7 hours. Like, do you want me to just keep working? And a lot of people will keep working because there's a morning uniform and a night uniform. And the morning uniform, shorts and their signature T-shirt, whatever. The night uniform is like khaki pants and a long sleeve, and it's like the doors are open because it's outside, pretty much. Like it's half inside, half outside. But like the doors are open, the windows are open, whatever. It's hot, like it is hot there, and it's not bad. It's not like if you were to do that in Reno, but you are sweating. So like you're almost just like, fuck, I don't even want to take a lunch because I would rather just, like stay in shorts. Which a lot of the times I was even just like, no, I'm good. But still, I'm like, damn, dude, we're at 14 hours straight, no lunch. Like, that's pretty crazy. Like, you expect people to just keep doing this? I'm like, okay, I guess, like, whatever. And they're like, oh, the money's good. I'm like, okay, well, like, yeah, money's okay. And you're sitting here and you're like, okay, I worked a 14-hour shift. And the thing is, usually, like, when you work a long shift like that, they'll cut you early. But they won't let you leave. They'll make you do a ton of side work before you leave, right? So I'll get cut at like 9 o'clock because I've already worked a double, right? And they don't want me to like keep working. But I'll keep doing side work for 2 hours. And I'm like, bro, like I get like everybody needs to do like their side work, but I'm like, at a certain point, it's just like I'm doing everybody else's side work too. And I'm like, fuck, dude, like this is kind of agitating. And come top it off, like, oh, so like the 14-hour shift, I don't know, make like, I worked it. I had one deck shift, which is like outside where you make a little bit more money, and then one inside shift where it's like kind of like it depends on how busy it is. You can make money or not make money, right? Everybody wants to be outside because it's on the lake. So besides that, it was just like, okay, well, I made $800 and something, and I walked with $400. I was like, bro, I don't know if this is worth it. I'm like, yeah, it's still $400, and like they pay California minimum wage, so like I'm making decent money, but it's almost just like I should be making a lot more. Like I should be walking with like $550, $600, and tipping out like $200, not tipping out $400. Like that is ridiculous. And I'm like, well, the owner should technically be paying like the other staff a different wage than the servers because usually it's how that works at most restaurants. So like I get it. Spread the wealth. Like I'm like, and the thing is, they have every single server tipping out to every single hostess, every single expo, every single buster. So like they make sometimes that like an expo, like they probably make more than some of the servers most times because they're getting money from everyone. Even the bartenders have to. And then like I'm also tipping out to bartenders. If I sold zero alcohol, I still have to tip out to bartenders. I'm like, that makes no sense. We should be tipping off alcohol sales, not total sales, right? But whatever. That's besides the point. So I had a friend come down from Kansas, Max, the one that's traveling with me, and He's like, fuck it, dude. Just don't go in. I'm like, you're really tempting me right now. I'm really fucking hating this job. Right? And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I've been in the service industry before. And my last job wasn't bad at all. Like, I actually enjoyed working there, but they, like, owners were kind of assholes, whatever, just because, like, they fired my manager or just because they wanted to cut costs. And I was the assistant manager, and I helped run that place, right? So, like, I've been in, like, a little bit of a shittier situation where I've actually had to deal with, like, employees and stuff. Well, this job sucked, dude, because it was, like, they would make me come to drive to Tahoe, right? Drive an hour there for, I don't know, so let's just say it's like a morning shift and I'm inside. Like, nobody wants to be inside when it's like on the lake. So you're going to make me drive up there to go make $150 in tips, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. Like $150, like that's not terrible for one shift. But then you're like, oh shit, I tipped out $70, so you're walking with 80. I'm like, damn, like, is this really worth like me coming up here? And I'm like, probably not. I could find another job or, just live off of the money that I've already saved up. Like, why even work at this point? Like, I just went through 4 years of school, and I'm like, I don't need to be doing this. Like, I don't even need a job. So I pretty much told them to fuck off in a sense, but I also told them just to fuck off in Tahoe, because the thing is like the Sparks location, like I'm okay with like dealing with the bullshit to go work in Sparks, right? Because it's right down the street. But I'm not going to do that to drive to Tahoe, especially when I'm getting a double, right? And then getting there at 9 o'clock and getting off at 11 and, like getting a couple hours of sleep. Like, where am I going to go to the gym? I care about going to the gym, right? And that's like one thing that I'm like passionate about. It's the things that I like. I didn't even have time to like cook. I just was like trying to eat out or just drink a smoothie. Like, I was eating nothing basically. I lost a lot of weight from it, and I look good, I guess, because I got a little skinny, but it is what it is. So I pretty much told Mom, was like, yeah, Tahoe's going to be a no for me, but let me know when Sparks opens up and I'll like come and work and whatever, right? Well, they were supposed to be open mid-June, right? And I worked all the way to the end of June. They were supposed to be open up mid-June, and then it was like, okay, well, maybe one more week. And then it was like, okay, the end of June, we're going to be open. And then they're like, okay, July 4th, we're going to start prepping for it. Like, July 4th weekend, we're going to have our soft opening, have people come in for free, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's a terrible idea because it's going to be busy as hell. But whatever. Like, soft openings are usually good money-making places, so we'll just call it good. And then they don't open then. And then it was like, okay, July 8th. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then, so this is what pissed me off, is that I overheard one of the managers in Tahoe. They're like, oh yeah, we're not opening up till the end of July. And I'm like, why is nobody telling us this? Like, none of the servers knew this. And I brought up to all the servers that like were working in Sparks. I'm like, yeah, just so you guys know, like I overheard like the manager saying that we're not opening up till the middle or the end of July, when we were all told like the beginning of June. So it's like 2 months wasted, and everybody's like tired and beat up, whatever, right? And then I text one of the managers. I'm like, dude, so like, is this like? I obviously didn't say it like that. It was very professional because that's how I am. I was like, so is like this true? Is this rumor true? Like, are we not opening? They're like, no. June 8th is our soft opening day. I'm like, okay, cool. I might be able to stick it out. And then I'm like, you know what, dude? Like, I even told him, I'm like, dude, if you want to hire me, like, keep me on in Sparks, like, that's cool. If not, like, I'm not doing this Tahoe thing. And he was like, no, I completely understand. He's like, you're a hard worker. I'd like to keep you on and at least keep you for Sparks. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me know when you guys are ready to open up. So it is now Wednesday, July 14th. I don't know when I'm posting this, so just so you guys know, it's the 14th when I recorded this. I'll probably actually post it tomorrow. And I just got an email saying, hey, Sparks, we're opening up, soft opening, July like 20 something. I'm like, okay, so it is the end of July. But it's not even like opening. So like pretty much they're like, when they're having customers in, because I just drove past it literally like to get this coffee because it's right next to them, because it's the best coffee in the world. So I drove past it and they're still doing construction. I'm like, you guys are, I don't get what goes through your head. Like, it literally makes no sense. So, yeah, that's the story of my job. So, right now I am jobless. So, if anybody wants to Venmo me, thank you. Appreciate it. Buy me some chicken strips or something this week. No, I'm just kidding. I got money. I'm fine. But sometimes I feel like I'm going a little crazy. I don't know. Just because, like, I just went through 4 years of school. And all throughout those 4 years, I was pretty much working 2 to 3 jobs. So this is kind of weird for me. But I also am, like, super happy. This is the happiest I've been in so long. I get to eat butt for fun. You know, like the butts of cigarettes. Just kidding. That's disgusting. I would never do that. But no, like anytime my friends are like, hey, you want to do something? I'm like, yeah, actually I do. And then I'll go do it. And used to never be able to say that. My friend Ruben just came down the other, like last week or the week before and was like, hey, Demi's calling me. He comes down, he's like, yeah, I'm going to be down for 2 weeks. I'm like, sick. And then he's like, hey, I'm going to go to LA for the 4th. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I was like, I should go with you. He's like, come. And I was like, you're joking. He's like, no, come with my dad and I, because his dad somewhat likes me now. Yeah, I'm cool like that. I got it like that. You know what I'm saying? No, so I literally just was like, the next day I was like, all right, cool, let's go to LA. So we went to LA. Got really fucked up there a couple nights. Had some fun. Kind of didn't want to leave, but also had to take my dad to his doctor's appointments. He's also doing better. I don't know if I told anybody that, and that's another reason why this was like kind of stressful to make these. Was because of my father. I don't know if I said anything. He did have a seizure. But he's great now. They just released him to go back to work, to drive. Now we're just waiting on his CDL to be released, and then I can finally get my dogs back. Yay! So you're not going to hear any pitter-patters this time, sadly, because my dogs are gone. But, yeah, that's been my life recently. I'm kind of been getting ready to go on my adventures. I have to buy a lightweight tent, and I think that's it. I'm going to buy, like, the tops to the coffee maker, so I can make coffee if I'm like tenting it in like the woods or something in the mountains, and then just buy the little propane tanks that attach to it there, or I might just buy all of it there, just be like whatever country I'm in, because you can't really travel on planes with those propane tanks. I'm pretty positive. So yeah, I'm taking a backpack, ready to go. First stop's going to be Tulum, Mexico. Kind of depends on Max. I know he's got some stuff going on, so it might be end of October, beginning of November when I leave, but I think before then I'm probably going to go to Kansas, spend some time with my sister. I don't know if she's going to watch this or not, but hey, surprise, you better make room for me. See my nieces, see my brother-in-law, my sister, and yeah, call it good, because I have to be out of this house by July, or no, it is July, by September 1st. So that's that, and a bag of chips. So I've had a pretty eventful last couple months. I went to Montana for a while. That was pretty awesome, I guess. Not really. It's beautiful there. It really is. It's up by Glacier Park. My grandma lives up there. It's very beautiful. But it snowed a lot because it was the end of April, beginning of May. It snowed a lot, so that sucks for some reason. I don't know why it has to snow and that late in the year, almost summertime. And I went there for 2 funerals. My uncle passed away, which was sad, because we were going to plan a trip in May. As soon as I graduated, my dad and I were going to plan a trip and go see him, spend time with him, because he was having kidney failure, and thought he was going to last a little bit longer. Ended up not lasting as long as we thought. Sad. Got to see his kids and stuff. He's got 4 kids, actually. So it was sad, but it is what it is. It's life, and that's why you just got to take care of yourself. And then while we were there, at the wake for my uncle, my great uncle actually passed away, so we had to stay for another funeral and not really like spend time. We were literally like at the area where they like held the wakes and the funeral service pretty much the whole time. So it is what it is, but that, like I said, that's life, and you just have to live with it and go with the flow, So, but I'm living, my dad's living, the people around me are living, we're happy. I've come to enjoy life a little bit more and also just not take any bullshit anymore. People suck and not really much you can do to change that. I've come to realize that. So if somebody's really bad in your life, just let them go. Like, there's however many billion, like 10 billion people in this world, or 8 billion, I don't know how many it is. It's a lot of people here, right? And there's always going to be somebody else. And if somebody's not giving you their all, then so be it. It is what it is. There's always so much more for you in life. And like the thing is like I've always been alone for the most part in my life. Like, I've got good friends, good family, whatever. But relationship-wise, I've always been somewhat alone, and I've grown to embrace it and love it. And the thing is you can't really enjoy life without loving yourself and being by yourself. Like, I was going to do this trip all alone, and then my best friend's like, hey, fuck it, let's go. And I'm like, yes, let's go. Because why not spend one of the most memorable things that I'm ever going to do in my life coming up pretty soon with a person who's been by my side since 5th, 6th grade. Like, I lived in the same town as him for a year. 1 year. Probably a year and a half. No, it was probably about a year. And I've been best friends with him since. We've always made an option to come see each other. And he literally just came down because he also had a COVID-type job, came and saw me. And these are the people that you need to love and embrace and do whatever, right? Like, that's what we need to look forward to in life, is just surrounding yourself around people that actually care about you, love you, and want to have the same kind of experiences in life that you do. Because that's all life is really about. It's about making experiences. And that's why, like, yeah, having a nice house is cool. But traveling to Africa seems better to me right now. And that's why I haven't bought a house yet. I'm like, fuck it, dude. Like, I can always make more money. Just keep that mindset. Like, you can always make more money. Like, don't get yourself into massive debt. Try not to do these things if you're already in debt. Try and work on taking your debt down. And I did that. I brought all my debt down. I might have a small student loan, whatever. I'll fucking pay that when I'm dead, because you don't pay your student loans when you're dead. So I really don't care if I pay it or not. But other than that, like, pay your debt down and then start saving. As soon as you start to, like, get a grasp of, like, how to save, do something. Go somewhere. Like, going to Central America is not very expensive. I can find a one-way flight for you. If you want my help on finding you flights, let me know. Message me on Instagram. Message me on Twitter. I will help you find flights. Because that is one thing I'm good at, is I can find you a freaking flight. Because I found our flights to Mexico for $160, $170. It's a one-way flight, so obviously it'd be like $300-$400 round trip. But we're taking one-way flights everywhere we go. Other than that, thank you guys. Sorry, this is kind of like a rant about why I've been gone, and I apologize for being gone. But me doing this right now has motivated me to probably make one again tomorrow. And you're gonna see this face quite a bit. All right, I got all the free time in the world. We're gonna make this shit work. Ugh! I'm gonna get buff and do podcasts and just be here for you guys, because you guys have been here for me and I appreciate it. Other than that, love you. Have fun. Thank you for watching Coffee with Caden. And just know that this is a bad bitch only channel. So if you're not a bad bitch, get the fuck out of here. Bye.